Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to use USB data loggers. These data loggers can track temperature and humidity in archival areas. Archives require a certain temperature and humidity range. For temperature, it's 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And for humidity, it's 30 to 40%. This is one of the many devices that archives can use to monitor the condition in their areas. These USB loggers can plug right into computers or laptops, so it makes it easy to download the data. Today I'm going to show you how to download the data from these data loggers and use the information in the data in various ways. So make sure you leave the data logger plugged in to the device throughout the whole process of downloading the data, so it won't disrupt it. To download the data, you're going to click Stop the USB data logger and download data. It's going to bring up a box saying, are you sure you want to stop the USB data logger? Data will be saved to your PC. You're going to click yes. And it will bring up the box saying that the logger is in the stop condition and how many readings it took and the name of the logger. So when the screen pulls up, I'm just going to click OK. And you are going to save it however and wherever you like. I like to leave the original file name, so the name of the data logger, and add the date so I know from when this data was recorded and taken down. So if I am having issues with certain areas, I can look at that data at that time and tell our building managers what's happening. So after you type in the file name you like, you're going to click Save. And it's momentarily going to go back to the home screen and pull up this graph. From here, you can see the temperature, humidity, and the dew point. So you can see it's a little warmer in here, 76. On this page, you can view data. So you just see the data of 76 and humidity of 17%. You can go back to graph view. From here, you can mark samples. So you're just gonna kind of drag it like a text box in Microsoft Word, and it'll zoom in to that area. To get back to the full graph, you're just gonna right click and click clear zoom. From here, you can also print the current graph, zoom in, zoom out, save it. You can also export it into many different files, maybe. So you can save it as a JPEG, a PDF, and both data and graph, an Excel sheet with data and graph, or a summary report. I usually like to save it as an Excel file for data and graph, but for today's purposes, I'm going to just save it as a PDF graph. So I'm going to click that. It's taking its moment. So it's going to pull up the save box. And from here, you can choose where to save it. So I'm going to save it in that same folder that I just saved the data. So my March 4 folder. From here, I usually don't change the name because it just adds graph. and you can see it's just the graph. So from here you click save, and it will pull up the PDF of your graph. Okay. After you export it or save it, the data in the ways that you want, you're going to restart the data logger by clicking Setup and start the USB data logger. And then from here, just hit Next. And also in these screens, you can edit the settings of your USB. So I can edit the display on the logger. So if I always want to see the temperature displayed on the screen or not at all, I like to do for 30 seconds so I can kind of view it and also save the battery. You can also set alarms. So for temperature, you can set an alarm if it goes over a certain degree or under. Same with humidity. And then from here you can choose when you want to start it. So you can change the start date or time, or just immediately start it, which is what I'm going to do today. And once you've finished with doing the settings, I'm going to click finish. It's going to say that the USB logger has been configured successfully, and to remove it, so I click OK and remove it from my computer. Also, from this menu, if you like, you can view previously saved data. So just click on that. It's going to bring up your save box, and where the last folder you've saved data to. So I'm going to click on this one, and you just double click it, and it'll bring up that previously saved data, where again you can view it as data or a graph, mark the samples or statistics, print it, export it. Also, occasionally, the data loggers from time to time will do a sequential blinking of its lights, of the LED lights. And according to the website, that from the support side of the website, it says that if it ever does that, then, and I quote, if the LEDs flash sequentially, it may indicate that there is a problem with the battery. This could either be a flat battery, which should be replaced, or a battery where a passivation layer has formed, leaving the data logger connected to the PC for about 30 seconds. This will remove that layer. After this, remove and reinstall the batteries to reset the data logger. If you see the sequential LEDs after disconnecting the logger from the PC and the session will not start, you should check the battery condition and then repeat the setup procedure using the PC. Thank you for joining my video tutorial today on how to use the USB data loggers. Hopefully this will be a useful device for your archives or your libraries. And if you have a good day. Bye.